Hello, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing good. Or if you're not, I hope you're doing better soon. Okay, today's lesson is about potential energy. We have talked about potential energy and kinetic energy. Remember, potential energy is energy that is like contained or stored in a substance because of its position, right? And remember that kinetic energy is like energy of motion. Well, it gets more complicated than that. Complicated, you say? Yes, it gets more complicated. So there are certain types of potential energy. So our learning target today is to look into types of potential energy. Here we go. We have a learning target that says, I understand that potential energy appears in many forms. Yep, kind of like Halloween and costumes. No, not really. Okay, so there's one kind that is called gravitational potential energy. Say it with me, gravitational potential energy. All right, here in your notebook, you're going to put a definition and an example after you watch the video and read a little information. I've gotten you some really great resource sites. You can also use your resource packet, okay, and make sure that you interact with your notebook here. The next kind of potential energy is elastic potential energy. Say it with me, elastic potential energy. You're going to put your definition and example here. It's kind of just like what it sounds like, elastic, right? Stuff that stretches or stress that if you compress it, it bounces back, kind of like my cheek. All right, so my skin is kind of elastic. I hope it keeps being that way, right? The next kind is called chemical potential energy. Say it with me. Chemical potential energy. Yes, chemicals. Ooh, like food or whatever makes up my pen, or, like firewood. You can burn it. You get energy from it. All right. So you need a definition and example here. Electrical potential energy is the next one. Say it with me. Electrical potential energy. This is stuff that is electric, right? Like stuff you plug in has electrical potential energy, or like an electrical power plant, right? Or a hydroelectric dam that can produce electricity, right? So these things can produce electricity. All right, another one is thermal energy. There's a great debate in science about this one. Say it with me. Thermal energy. It's movement of molecules that make up an object. It has to do with the temperature of a substance, like how hot it is. So there's a great debate about this one. We're not going to argue. We're just going to go with thermal energy being a form of potential energy for now, because it's so small. The last one I want you to know about is nuclear energy. Say it with me. Nuclear energy. Oh yeah, sounds like nuclear. Nucleus, like the nucleus of an atom. Guess what? This one has to do with all life on Earth. Powers the sun. It is energy that is in the nucleus of atoms. Woohoo! Kind of like powers fusion. All right, so this is notebook page 25. Make sure as you're watching the videos and you're reading the information and visiting the different sites that you put in your definition and examples for all of these forms of potential energy. When you're done, you need to take a little assignment. You can use your notebook, you can use your resources, and you need to submit it via Google form. All right, have an amazing afternoon. Get to work.